Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on Amazon managed streaming for Apache Kafka, also known as Amazon MSK. So in this demo we will create an Amazon MSK cluster. We will create an IAM policy and IAM role for the EC2 instance to be assumed. Then we will create an EC2 instance to interact with our MSK cluster. We will create a Kafka topic. We will produce and consume messages using the Kafka client. We will test the whole setup and finally we will clean up all the resources. So in the middle we have MSK cluster, MSK demo cluster. This EC2 machine will be using an IAM role, instance profile role, and an IAM policy to basically interact with the MSK demo cluster. And there will be a Kafka topic, MSK demo topic. A producer will send messages to the Kafka topic and a consumer will be read the messages. And this producer and consumer I will be just installing on the this particular EC2 machine. So they will be using something called as Kafka client. So first step is to create an Amazon MSK cluster. So if you log into AWS console on the MSK page, you have to use the cheapest T3 instance type, and that will cost you around 5 cents per hour. So I have logged into AWS console and I will search for MSK. Click on MSK. So on the home page you will see the pricing. So we have M7G Graviton, and then we have M5, and then finally we have T3, which is the cheapest variation. So I'll click on create cluster, select the custom create option and give a cluster name. So I'll copy the name from here, MSK demo cluster. Cluster type, select as provisioned, and select the whatever recommended version. So it's currently showing as 3.5.1. and for the brokers size, scroll down and choose T3, which is for development only. And for the number of zones I can select 2, so that will save me some money. So there will be only 2 brokers, and brokers per zone I'll keep minimum 1. So these are the availability zones. And storage, I can just say I need only 10 GB byte. And cluster storage, EBS storage only, and default configuration. Click next. Then choose the VPC. So I'll choose the default VPC. Number of zones 2, because I have selected I need 2 brokers. So I'll just select US East 1A and 1B, the first 2. And choose the default subnet, whatever is available, and choose the security group. So I'll just select the default security group. Click on next. For access control methods, so I can say unauthenticated access, as well as I will choose IAM role. So you can choose one of the option to authenticate against the Kafka cluster. For the encryption, I can select plain text and between clients and brokers. So if I unselect, you will see that it will give you both the options. So in this case I will just say I am okay with unauthenticated access, but I will showcase in the demo that how we use IAM role based authentication. That's why we are creating IAM policy as well as IAM role. So anyway, I'll just select unauthenticated access, and this is between clients and the broker. So client is the one which we are using, so which we will be using by installing on EC2. So I'll be showing how to use TLS SSL based encryption as well as plain text, and click on next. So for the CloudWatch matrix, I'll just say basic monitoring and open monitoring with Prometheus unchecked, broker log delivery unchecked, and tags. Click on next. Then click create cluster. So typical provision cluster takes 15 minutes to create. So in this case it may take even longer because we have chosen the smallest instance type. So I'll just walk through all the settings. So we have chosen provisioned, brokers, storage, configuration, and networking, security groups, access control method. So I have just unchecked this one. I am role based authority. I'm just using unauthenticated access. And for encryption, I have chosen TLS as well as plain text. And monitoring and tags, basic monitoring, unchecked. Cluster tags, no. Then review and create. Create cluster. So next we will create an IAM policy and IAM role. So this is the policy. This is an IAM policy, and this will be assumed. This will be used by EC2. So basically, it's saying that in my region, in this US East 1 and this account ID, I should be able to connect, alter, or describe cluster. I should be able to do all topic operations, write and read data, as well as group. This is related to consumer groups. So I should be able to use consumer groups operations on the MSK demo cluster. So I'll copy this whole IAM policy, search IAM, click on so I'll just open a new tab. Click on policies, create policy. So let it load. I will just open roles also in a new tab. Okay, so back to the policies. So click on JSON and copy paste the whole policy. So I click JSON. Okay, and this is the whole policy. So this is your 12-digit account ID. So how to get this is you just click right side and you will see account ID. So if you click this icon, it will get copied to your clipboard, and then you can paste it. Okay, then click next and give the policy a name. So I'll take this name, MSK IAM policy. And click on create policy. Next I will create a role. So I am on the roles tab, create role, EC2, next. For the add permissions, you have to select the MSK IAM policy which we have just created. So I'll copy the name. Make sure you select it. Click next. Give a role name. So I'll call it MSK IAM role. And click on create role. So the role is created. Next we will create an EC2 instance. So I will I'll call this MSK demo client. So I'll copy the name, search for EC2, open this in a new tab, launch instance, paste, choose the default AMI which is under free tier, T2 micro, create new key pair. So I'll copy the name of the key pair, MSK demo key pair. I'll just save it to desktop. And network settings, the default VPC. Create security group, allow SSH from anywhere. And storage is default. Make sure you choose the under IAM instance profile. Make sure you select the role which we have just created, MSK IAM role. So because this role is attached to this EC2, this EC2 will be able to authenticate to the Kafka cluster. So that is part of the second option. One is unauthenticated and second is the using IAM based roles and policy. So I'll click on launch instance. So if I go to the EC2 and instance is running, So this instance is getting pending and then initialized, and it will come up. Next, we will allow the traffic from EC2 instance security group to the MSK security group. So this particular setting, what it's saying, that the default security group in which Kafka cluster is residing, we want the traffic coming from the launch wizard one, which is EC2. So EC2 is residing in here, Kafka cluster is here. So what we are saying, allow traffic to come from this particular security group where EC2 is there. So EC2 should be able to initiate connections to the Kafka cluster. So for this, we have to modify the target default security group. So I go to the EC2, I'll just expand it and security groups. I'll open in a new tab. So click on default and click inbound rules, edit inbound rules. So default is F47. So add a rule, all traffic, and custom, select the launch wizard one, which is ending with 1BB. Click on save rules. So if you can just select it now. If you go inbound rules, you can see the other one is also there, which is launch wizard one. So this is how it looks like finally. Now we'll create a topic in Amazon MSK cluster. So I'll go back to the MSK cluster, and we can see it will still take around 15 minutes to create. So I'll pause the video and resume once it's ready. So after around 20 minutes, the cluster status is active and the cluster is provisioned successfully. Now we'll create a topic in Amazon MSK cluster. So for this, we will connect to the EC2 instance. So go to the EC2 instances, select the EC2 instance and click on connect. Choose the first option, EC2 instance connect, and click connect. So let it load. I'll copy the first command. So what we are doing here is, first we will install Java, then we'll download the Kafka client, we'll unzip it, we'll cd to the Kafka client folder. This step is required in case you are using AWS MSK based IAM authentication method, and then we'll copy it to we are copying it to the libs directory, and we are just making sure the folder is successfully downloaded and copied. So first step, install Java. So I'll just zoom in so that you can see better, and paste the first command. Next is to download the Kafka client. So paste the command. Then we have to unzip it. Paste the unzip command. Then we cd to the lib folder. Download the MSK jar. I'll just do a ls. And we'll just cd to the bin directory. So I am in this folder, Kafka bin. Next, I will do a plain text based connection. So first, I will just set up a variable called plain, and I will set up the server endpoint here. Then I will create a topic using so bootstrap server will be referring to the plain variable, and I am just creating a topic with one partition and two replication factor. So I'll copy this, and now you have to go to the MSK cluster click view client information, and this plain text, click here. So there will be two hosts, that the whole string will be a single endpoint. So you can take one also, and you can paste to both of them also. So if one is down, it will connect to the other one, but I will take the whole endpoint. Paste the whole string and add a double quote at the end. Now I can create a so I'll be using this particular binary which is there in the bin folder, Kafka topics. So as you can see, created topic, MSK demo topic. Next I will show you how to do SSL based connection. For this I will write this client.properties file, and it is saying security protocol SSL, and it will just use there's a CSUTS file, trust store file at the default Java location. You can use that, and the password to that CSUTS file is change it. So just create this file. So I'll copy the whole snippet. The file is created, so I can just confirm. And now I can first I will create a variable called SSL, and I will copy the SSL based endpoint. And again go to the client information page. If you scroll down, there is a TLS section. So copy the endpoint and press enter. Then now I can, let me just confirm that SSL is successfully set or not, this particular variable. So I'll just do echo $SSL. So I can see the endpoint is correct. Now I can create I'll just use the same command, but you will notice that it's referring to client.properties, and I'm creating a second topic. So this will verify whether the connection is successful. So it has created the second topic also. Now we'll create a consumer client. So this we will use as a producer, and we'll create a one more consumer client. So for that I will launch one more, not one more, I will just create one more session. So I'll just go to the EC2 instances, click on connect and connect. So we have two tabs. The first one will act as a producer, and this one will act as a consumer. So I'll just cd to the Kafka client bin folder, and once I have done that, here also I have to set this particular variable. So name of the variable you can keep anything. So I'm just calling it SSL, and I'll take the TLS based SSL based connection. And after setting this variable, I can now, so this is using a different binary. It's called Kafka console consumer, and it is pointing to the bootstrap server over here, and it is referring to the client.properties which we have just created, and it is saying go to this topic and bring all messages from the beginning. So I'll copy this. So now it's listening. So anytime there is a message, it will show you the message in this console here. So what I will do, I will go to the producer and publish some messages. So this all I have set up, and now I'll send the. So I have to first launch the console producer binary, and it is referring to again SSL variable which I have already set up, and the client properties and same topic. So I'll copy this. I'm at the producer tab. Now you will be seeing this angle bracket. Now you can publish your messages to the topic, MSK demo topic. So I'll just send some messages. So I'll just send 3 messages. And one more. So now if I go to the consumer, I can see all the messages. So producer is publishing and consumer is has subscribed or picking up messages from the same topic. Now I will just shut down the consumer for testing, and then I will send 3 more messages. Even if the consumer is offline, it will be able to pick up the messages from where it left. So on the consumer tab, press Ctrl C, and I have shut down the consumer. I'll keep the producer open and send few more messages. Copy the second message and one more. So now if I go back to the consumer and press the up arrow and press enter, so it has picked up all the messages from beginning. Okay, so this concludes that this is how the applications, so this is through the command line, but your producers can have multiple many to many producers as well as consumer. Producers will send messages to Kafka topic. It will be buffered, and consumers will pick up and take whatever business action or business use case, whatever they want to do with that particular messages. And finally, we'll clean up all the resources. So first is to delete the MSK demo cluster. So I go to the cluster page. I'll zoom in to 100% again, zoom out, and on the cluster page, click on MSK demo cluster, actions, delete, copy the cluster name, paste the name and click delete. So this will delete the cluster. Next is to delete the instances. So come to the EC2 instances and instance state, terminate and delete. We can just close these 2 tabs because they are no longer required. It's being shutting down. Next, delete the IAM policy. So on the policies page, search for MSK, select the policy and delete. So I have to copy the name, delete the IAM role. So on the roles page, so here is the MSK IAM role, and type in the whole role name. So the role is getting deleted. Then I can delete the key pair also. So on the instances, go to the key pairs, and select the key pair and delete. Okay, so this will delete the key pair. Next, I will remove the inbound rule from the default security group. So I am on the security group page and default is already selected. So click on edit inbound rules and remove the other one, the launch wizard one. So F47 is same, so not this one, and save rules. Once I have done that, I can also remove this launch wizard one security group and click on delete. So we have deleted, and that's all. Thanks for watching.